Hello everybody, welcome to this live. So today we are having a series. It's a series that I have been working on for quite some time, and I'm excited to bring you this series because it's going to help so many people. Let me just listen to my voice so that I can know. Hi, 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 hi. I hope the camera is okay. Okay, I think up to this point you can start. Okay, beautiful people, welcome to the channel. Today we are going to dive into a series of being a social media manager. So in today's series, I'm going to be teaching you on how you can be able to be a social media manager. If you're a stay-at-home mom, if you're a student, if you are someone who can be able to get at least 4 hours of your day, then this is a business that you can start. Why am I saying social media management? Because so many businesses are can put in extra effort to show up on the social media space because they know that their clients are there. They know that people, their customers are there, so they definitely need to show up. But so many business are busy with things. They need to the inventory, the products, the so having show up consistently on their social media can be a trick for them, and that is where you come in, and that is where this masterclass comes in. Because in today's masterclass, I'm going to teach you on exactly everything you need to know and understand on how to become a social media manager. So I did a lot of my research. So most of the time I'll be looking at my phone, I'll be looking at my laptop while I'm actually just teaching you. But like I always say, a masterclass is a place that you need to have your paper and write everything down, because I'm going to tell you exactly what are the skills you need to learn, what are the places you need to learn the skills, what are some of the services what are some of the tools you'll actually require to know as a social media manager. That is what we'll be diving in on today's topic, and then we'll close in on how to create your portfolio. So if this is something you definitely do not want to miss, it's a masterclass that is going to help a lot of you. Okay, so if just text me, tell me where you're watching me from. Really appreciate. those who are watching me, I'll really appreciate if you just tell me where you're watching me from. And yeah, has my phone hung? Jeez. Like, Jesus. Doing live is not for the faint-hearted. I'm not going to lie to you. There's so many things that go into the life that just can piss you off. But anyway, we need to do this, yeah? So, like I said, today we are going to learn about social media marketing, social media management. If this is something to be able to get started in 2026 as a woman, as a lady, as a student, then you definitely want to watch this masterclass. We'll be learning today a bit of it, and then we'll be finishing up tomorrow and Wednesday. So it's a 3-day masterclass. I just teach you on today. We'll be handling what are some of the skills that you need to have as a social media manager. What are some of the tools you need to understand? Where can you learn these courses for free and also paid ones? And how do you actually build, market yourself and build your portfolio? So these are the things we'll be handling today. So you want to be here. It will maybe take around 2 hours or 1.5 hours, but it is something that will help you. If you know someone who actually needs to watch this masterclass, share this link, tell them they need to be here. And if you're watching, just comment down here below, tell me where are you watching me from, getting me clearly, and all these things. Okay, so if you see me looking at the side, it's because I am actually doing this on my laptop. So that means I need to be watching my laptop while I'm telling you all these things. Okay, so we shall get started with. I'm having a heartburn. So let's get started with the first thing. Who who is a social media manager and what does a social media manager actually do? Because this is something that you want to know before you even think about stepping or putting yourself into being a social media manager. Yeah, so a social media manager is simply a person, an assistant that helps you in creating, scheduling, and analyzing everything about your social media performance, your social media content. As a business person, as a content creator, it really doesn't have just to be a business person. It can also be a content creator, but in the sense that as they are doing all this, they're scheduling, analyzing, monitoring, and also helping in creating the content. They actually are taking you to a next level, because it's not just about them scheduling and posting. No, they are actually taking you through a journey that you can be able to achieve something. Maybe your intentions is to be able to grow your audience as a content creator. That is what that social media manager will do. Maybe your goal is to grow leads, to be able to bring more leads to your business. That is the intention of that social media manager. So it really depends with your goals and your goals as a business person or as a content creator. So that is exactly what a social media manager will be doing if you will be venturing into social media marketing. Hi, Alpha. You're saying say hi back to proof. It's real. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's real. So let's get started. What are some of the skills? What are some of the things that a social media manager? The first thing is creating and scheduling content. That is the first thing a social media manager does, because most of the time, like I said, business people are busy, so they definitely need someone to help them in creating and scheduling content. Maybe they can be able just to take videos and photos, but they don't know how to transform this into content that can actually bring in the views, the engagement. So that is the first thing. You are able to create and You're able to create and schedule content. So it can either be through photos, either through videos, captions, and all this. The second thing is growing and engaging an audience. So apart from just creating and scheduling content, they can be able to help you grow and bring engagement to your audience. So growing your audience in the sense that they are creating content with good hashtags, with good captions, with good hook did I say with good hooks, and just being able to help you in bringing engagement, in the sense that they are responding to comments on your social media platform and all this. So those are some of the things a social media manager does. They help in growing and engaging the audience. Another thing is analyzing performance. So apart from them just helping you, they also can be able to go and analyze, like, how has the week been in terms of your content, how has it performed in terms of the goals you want. Have you been able to achieve what is working, what is not working, what do we need to continue putting on, what do we need to cut off? So those are some of the things a social media manager does. And also managing multiple clients accounts. So if you're a social media manager, you need to be able to, what is, multitask. That's why I normally say that social media management is mostly, you will find women in this industry, because women are known for multitasking. But I'm not saying men cannot do this, but I'm just saying it really, like, goes hand in hand a lot with ladies, because you can be able to manage and multitask a lot of clients without having to confuse and mix them. But don't worry, I'll be giving you some of the tools and everything that will help you not to mix clients, works, and everything. Okay, so those are the things that a social media manager does. And let's move to the second thing, is some of the skills that a social media manager needs. So if you want to be able to learn social media marketing, what are some of the skills that you will be required to have? First one on the list is content creation. You cannot go without being, you cannot go without uh oh my god, why is my laptop hanging? I hope I'm not hanging, but it feels like I'm hanging. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, like I was saying, when it comes to being a social media manager, what are some of the skills you need to have? The first skill as a social media manager you need to have is content creation. You need to be able to know how to create content, not just for yourself, but for your clients. Because you see, when you are handling clients, most of them are clueless. They do not have an idea of how to create content. Maybe it's their first time selling things on the online space, and they need someone who can help them in creating content. Maybe the only thing they know when it comes to selling is just taking photos and posting them on their Facebook or on their Instagram, and that is not enough, especially in this season. So definitely you need to be able to know how to create content, and it doesn't have to be perfect and everything, but you just need to have a glimpse about it, so that you can be able to know what kind of content and what kind of thing that you can be able to help. Okay, another thing is you need to be good in copywriting. So copywriting, I'm not talking about the polished, all those kind of copywriting like email copies and everything. No, you need just to be able to write a good copy that can, attract someone, like literally a good caption that when someone sees, it makes them to stop. Either on Instagram, they're like, okay, I need to listen to what this person is saying, or at the moment they read that caption, they're like, I need to know what this person is saying. So definitely you need to be good in copywriting. And tools that can be able to help you in all this, you don't have to struggle. AI is here to help you. So you can use ChatGPT to help you come with good copies, and Grammarly to help you in writing good grammar. You don't want to be writing copies that will make your client look bad, okay? And for those who are watching me again, I'm going to help someone with. Okay, hey Alpha, you're saying the stream is working. Thank you. So for those who are watching by there, you can be able to support my channel, you can be able to support my work through in any way possible. So there's a till. If you're in Kenya, there's a till number that you can be able to support my work. And if you're in a different country, you can be able to support me through PayPal. I'll really appreciate. I just had to mention it there before we continue. So I'm just trying to update it. Okay, so my email is there and everything. Yeah, my PayPal email is there, and my till number is there. Okay, so let's continue. Thank you, Alpha, for subscribing. Hi, backbencher, how you doing? So let's continue. Another skill that you need to have as a social media manager is social media strategy. When it comes to social media strategy, is being able to know how to plan the kind of the kind of post, the content, and the ideas that you need to put in place for you to be able to reach the goal, the target for your for your clients. Yeah, so you need to be able to have the skill of planning and just being a visionary kind of person, because when it comes coming up with social media strategy, it's not just about you posting. No, it's about you actually understanding what your client wants and what kind of strategy can work for them, because there's a to have more views, there's a client who wants to bring more leads, there's a client who wants to bring more sales. These people have different you'll be required to use different strategy with these three clients. So you need to be able to understand what exactly does your client want. Is it views? What are some of the things? Maybe I need to add on more trendy or music that can be able to make them reach more audience and get more views. If it leads, what are some of the things I need to do? If it's engagement, if it's more sales, you need to be able to understand this. Another thing is you need to be able to have good communication. You need to be able to know how to communicate very well with your clients. And when I say communicate, I'm simply talking about you being able to communicate either earlier. If you know that you cannot be able to finish a task, you had said you will finish this date and you have not been able to reach that date, please make sure that you are speaking you are communicating earlier, okay? Because or the email, Alpha, you can be able to get the email on the descriptions. Just on this live, there is descriptions that you can see everything down there. Yeah, it's on the descriptions below. Okay, so like I was saying, you need to be able to have communication skills. And when you talk about communication, is you need to be able to communicate to your client earlier. You need to be able to tell them this and this and this cannot be able to be done on this time. Maybe if you can give me time, I'll be able to back later to do it, or if you can give me more time. So communication is really, really key, because most people lose clients because they have not communicated. Maybe you could just have communicated to clients earlier, telling them that I will not be able to post this video because I have not finished editing. So maybe if you can time and all this, okay? And when it comes to things like communication, you and your client can be able to use tools like Notion, because Notion is a good tool that can be able to connect you with your clients. So anytime you have it doesn't have to be WhatsApp. You want to work professional, so having a tool like Notion can help you in communicating with your clients, as many clients as you have, just being able to know how to communicate with them. Another skill is video editing, like I was saying before, because you are going to be dealing with a lot of videos that your clients may be creating. You definitely need to know how to edit. You just don't need to be a profession, but at least you need to have a glance, a bit of the information when it comes to editing. And if there's something I say, is editing is not that hard, especially using tools like CapCut. In short, these are tools that you can be able to learn with your phone. These are tools you can be able to get started with your phone. You don't need to have big gadgets, or you don't need to go and start with Adobe or all this. Just start with the small tools that you can be able to find around you. And CapCut is actually free. Yeah, in short, is also free. And these are things you can learn as in less than a week, in less than 2 weeks, if you are good and sharp, to learn video editing very, very fast. Another thing is time and project management. You want to be able to keep time. You want to be able to know how to start a project and actually finish it. So many people get excited when they are starting a project, but in between they just feel drained, because maybe they feel they don't have that mental capacity to take in. So you need to be able to practice project management and time management, because maybe your client is in a different time zone and they want you to be able to post on their time zone. You definitely want to be able to make that work for them. You don't want to be posting at your time zone, maybe it will not reach their audience. So definitely you need to know how to keep time in terms of time zone, especially if you're working as a freelancer, you're working remotely. You need to be able to put in this kind of things and to be able to know how to handle your clients and know how to finish projects that you have started. You don't want to start a project and in between you are leaving it hanging. Okay, yeah. So moving on very safely up to there, I hope you have learned a couple of things. Not forgetting, you need to have graphic design. You need to have graphic design skills, and let me tell you, Canva is your bestie. Graphic designs doesn't have to be something so big. Simple templates, you can get them on Canva. They are done for you. You just need to change a couple of things, maybe fonts, maybe colors, color palettes, and all this. Definitely you need to have graphic designs, and going to Canva, you can learn simple graphic designs and skills that you need to acquire from there. Up to there, I think I have exhausted my points, and I hope someone has understood. So let's move on to the fourth, which is tools. The tools that you will be needing to be able to make work easier for you as a social media manager. You definitely need AI tools. You cannot be able to do this on your own. So there are, with this world where AI is just taking over and everything is happening with AI, you definitely need to understand a couple of AI tools that will not just make work easier for you, but they will make work way, way, way faster for you. So let's get started. The first, which is tools that are used for designing. You can be able to get started with Canva. Canva is it's beginner friendly. It is a tool that any person who is just starting off with graphic design, they can be able to manage, they can be able to go in about. But if you want to advance, you can use tools like Figma. You can go and use things like Adobe Photoshop and all this. So those are good tools that you can be able to get started in designing. It always makes you look professional, and you know what exactly you're doing. You don't want to create a flyer that is looking absolutely like anything else. Get started with Canva, and then you can progress. Another tool that you definitely need is scheduling tools. As a social media manager, you will be required to schedule things like videos, things like carousel, things like posts, LinkedIn posts, you will be required to schedule them. And tools like Buffer, I use a lot of time. I use Buffer when it comes to scheduling most of my content. And the good thing I love about these scheduling tools is they actually help you not just to schedule for one platform. You literally can schedule for almost 4 or 5 platforms, especially if you are paying on, if you are using the paid version. But if you're using the free version, most of the time it limits you. But if you're using the paid version, you can literally be able to use so many tools. Okay, so or Alpha, I'll definitely get an Apple. It's just that I don't have the money right now, but I'll definitely get one. But I don't mind someone actually blessing me. The year should not come to an end. You can bless me. If God touches your heart, you can bless me with an iPhone. I'll really appreciate. Yeah. For now, I don't have, but I'm using what I have. So let's move on. When it comes to scheduling tools, another tool that you can use when it comes to scheduling is Trello, Metrical, not Trello, sorry, it's Metrical. You can use Metrical to schedule your content. You can use a tool like what is it called? Hootsuite. It's a good tool. I love it because not only will you be scheduling content, but it also allows you to integrate, in the sense that you can get people to like comment something on your video, and then you can give them a freebie or sell them an ebook directly. So it acts like a mini chat, let me say. So they have a mini chat where people where when you give people a prompt to either like post something like comment something like interested. Listen, chakulalia hapo. It's okay. It's okay. So, like I was saying, you can be able to what was I talking about? You can be able to use tools like Hootsuite. So Hootsuite allows you to be able to integrate things like when people actually comment on something that's in your videos, either a word like interest, maybe like 10 or 20. You don't have to go commenting and sending them, either if it's an ebook or a freebie. You literally can integrate. It has an AI tool inside where you can be able to integrate. So when someone actually comments something that you had said, it literally will send them a freebie, or it can send them an ebook that you want to sell to them. So Hootsuite is really a good tool that you can be able to get started with. And all these tools, I'll also be leaving a comment. I'll also be leaving down here below the descriptions to I'll be leaving a link to them down here below, that you can get started with them. Another tool that you need to have as a social media manager is analytic tools. So these are tools that help you be able to analyze and know exactly how your content is performing, how the content of your client is performing. So you can use tools like Meta Business Suits. They are very good. They are literally like integrated. If you're using things like Instagram and Facebook, it's literally integrated in them. You can also use tools like Notion templates to be able to analyze and just be able to know everything about analytics. And also these scheduling tools, some of them actually give you they analyze everything about you, everything about the content of your client. So a tool like Metrical, it is very good because it actually gives you an analysis of how your content has been performing, Also Buffer, it also does that, and also Hootsuite. So you definitely can be able to use those. They are good. You don't have to go paying for other more tools. And automation tools, you definitely need tools that can help you in automating and making work easier. So tools like ChatGPT, it will help you in writing content, it will help you in coming up with ideation, it will help you in coming up with content ideas, captions that you can be able to place, you can be able to write in your client's work. Tools like CapCut, uh, CapCut is a tool that will help you in video editing. If you are going to be editing a lot of videos, you definitely want to have tools like CapCut helping you in video editing and making work easier for you. So there's another tool that I love, and these tools are used by content creators, especially if your client is into content creation or they're creating long form videos, either podcast or YouTube videos. This tool will help you in creating long videos to shorts. So instead of you having to go through all the process of editing short videos one at a time, you can be able to use tools like Opus Clips. I use Opus Clips a lot of the time, and it has saved me a lot. Yeah. Another tool is called VidIQ. It's also good in creating short videos. Another tool is called Discrete. These tools will help you in making work easier for you in terms of you just taking the link to video that you have created, and ASAP it will give you up to 20 to 30 that you can be able to post on your shorts, that you can be able to post on your Instagram, on your TikTok, so you don't have to go through the process of creating long form video. Another tool that also will work for you very well is the last tool that will help you is communication tools, because most of the time you will be required to communicate with your clients. You will have to exchange a bit of the information. So tools like Notion can be a great tool when it comes to communicating. Maybe you have it's a big organization or a company, and you are a social media manager for that company. Notion can be a great tool to actually tell them to get started with. Trello is also a good tool. We have Slack, we have Monday.com. Yeah, there's so many tools. So these are tools that will help you and make work easier for you when it comes to creating content for your business, when it comes to creating content for your clients. I hope up to here you have acquired something, and for those who are watching me live, I really appreciate. You are absolutely welcome. Hello Recap, is it Recap? Hello, how you doing? Just comment down here below, where are you watching me from? Finding any value so far? Are you learning anything? Is social media marketing a skill you can be able to learn? Is social media management something, a business you can be able to start in 2026? Or is it something that you can consider, sharing to a friend who can be willing to learn this skill? If you know someone who needs to learn this skill, then you definitely want to share this video to them so that they can be able to be here and listen to these videos till the end. So we are moving to the next step very fast, very clean. If you have not been here, you have missed a lot, but don't worry, this live will be out there, so you can just go watch it back to back and just understand everything that I have been teaching here. Okay, so we are moving to our fourth step, which is how to market yourself as a social media. No, where you can be able to learn these skills, where you can be able to learn social media marketing skills for free. When it comes to learning on the online space, people have free stuffs. I love free stuffs. I don't know if there's someone who doesn't love free stuffs, but I definitely love free stuffs. So if you can be able to get a place where you can learn this skill for free, I will definitely tell you. So if you want to be able to learn social media marketing for free in 2025, in 2026, then these are the places where you can be able to learn social media marketing for free. The first place that you can be able to learn for free is on Coursera. And why do I start with Coursera? It is because it is a highly known, a highly performing online platform that you can be able to learn online courses and online skills. And you can get a 7-day free trial using the link to on the descriptions down below. Coursera has the best lecturers, the best courses that you can get, and they are at affordable prices. So you definitely can get started them for free for 7 days, but after 7 days you will be required to pay them. Okay. The second place where you can be able to learn social media marketing for free is on HubSpot Academy. HubSpot Academy, I have been able to learn my skills there, and HubSpot Academy has a great reputation. They teach people. HubSpot is email marketing platform, but they teach a lot on digital marketing, and it is a great place to get started. If you want to learn social media marketing, you can be able to get social media marketing courses from things that you can be able to learn in 30 days, acquire these skills, and move on to the next. Another place that you can also be able to learn social media marketing for free is on Skillshare. They have a free trial, a 1 month free trial, where you can be able to learn and acquire. I mean, 1 month free trial, that's good, because it allows you to be able to, have a lot of time to learn and understand and acquire everything. Another one is on ALISON. ALISON also is a great place where you can be able to learn social media marketing. You can be able to go and dive in so much into social media marketing, how to get started as a social media manager, what are some of the things you need to know, how can you be able to get clients, how can you be able to build a business out of social media marketing. So definitely that is a place where you can be able to go and learn. And the last place is here on YouTube, on my videos that I'm creating here, because apart from just me telling you, you can also go and reach out to other people who are actually putting out, like, they are teaching you step by step. If you want to do how to create a social media strategy, how to do all this, and you can be able to get all this here, because we will be diving into this masterclass for the next 3 days. So tomorrow and Wednesday, you definitely want to be here if you want to know all these things and acquire all these courses. So all this places that I have mentioned, I'll leave a link to them down here below that you can get started with today, because I want people to be able to learn social media marketing, and I want as many people as possible who can acquire this skill to acquire this skill. Okay. Nipe hapo kiatu. Kama ni yangu. Pia white yangu. Moja, sina zote. Hai ni kubwa. Leta ingine. Leta hii ya white. Ingine. Ya white. Hii ingine ya white hii. Oh my God, yangu hii. Kama hii ya pink huku. I was confirming everything before we move to the next step. Okay, my phone was going off, so I had to look for a way in which I could charge my phone. But let's move on. So we are moving to the what? The fourth step, where now you need to understand how you can be able to market yourself as a social media manager, how you need to put yourself, how you need to strategize yourself. Acha niongee tu hapo. Hujakuja vizuri. So, when it comes to marketing yourself as a social media manager, how do you actually put yourself out there to get these clients, to get these people to work with you, to get these people to know that you're a social media manager? Because you just learning the skills, having the skill sets, and going and taking those courses, it's not enough. You need to put yourself out there for people to know that you actually exist as a social media manager. So, what are some of the strategies that you need to put yourself out there so that by the time you are teaching this course, by the time you are acquiring this course, you literally can be able to get your first client to work with you? How do you put yourself out there? The first thing is you need to be able to build your personal brand. And when it comes to building your personal brand online space, you need to be very intentional about it. And by being intentional, to choose a niche or to choose a topic or something that you are comfortable talking about. So maybe you love things to do with beauty. You can be able to talk about beauty and how you can help business people in the beauty industry to be able to grow their clientele, grow their sales, and make more sales in their businesses. That is how you actually choose your niche. The second thing is you need to be able to know what platform your clientele are on. So they can either be B2C, that is business to customers, or B2B, that is business to business. So you need to be able to know if you want to work with tech companies. Most of them are B2B, so you definitely need to be putting your eyes on LinkedIn. You definitely need to be putting your eyes where your customers are. And if you want to work with brands that are selling, or e-commerce brands, you need to put yourself on places like Instagram. So you need to be able to know when you are building your personal brand, where do you actually get started in terms of niche, where are your customers are, and where you need to be able to put yourself out there, and how do you get started in terms of creating content. So how do you get started in terms of consistency? Is you need to be able to put yourself out there consistently, posting and creating content on those platforms for them to know you. Just creating a profile, an account there is not enough. You putting yourself out there intentionally and creating content consistently is the way to go. And someone may ask, I'm just learning, I'm in the process of taking these courses, what kind of content do I create? You need to actually document. Do you know the way you actually take people through a process, they actually connect with you more? So when you document about yourself, like day one of me learning social media marketing, day two of me learning, what are some of the things I have learned? The first week of me learning social media marketing, what are some of the things I have learned? What are some of the things that you need to have you need to put in? as a business person. You are literally sharing and showing people and taking people through the process. So this will make them trust you. This will make them want to work with you because they are seeing you go through the process and they know what you are doing. Yeah. So definitely that is something you need to consider. In fact, I love it when someone takes you through the process. Maybe you're going to learn this for 30 days and you say, day one of me learning social media marketing, this is what I learned about social media marketing. This is what I acquired. These are some of the skills I learned. It took me 2 hours, da 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 da. You'll actually grow an audience, people who, business people who may be interested in working with you, people who may want to learn. So apart from you just attracting business people, you have even people who want to ask you questions and all this, and that is where I'll be teaching you on how you can be able to monetize this. Okay, so you definitely want to be here tomorrow and Wednesday so that you can know how to monetize these things that I'm talking about. The second thing is create educational content. While you are actually learning this, while you are acquiring this, learning through this process, the kind of information you're getting there, create it as an educational content in the sense that you can say things like, this is how you plan your content calendar in Canva. This is how you design. This is how you design your. This is how you edit a short. This is how you. This is how you repurpose your long form content. You are literally sharing knowledge that you are learning, so that they feel like you are someone who knows whatever you're speaking about. But in real sense, you are literally just learning and teaching them through the process. So that is something that so many people tend to forget, that they want to wait till they finish the course before they can come out and tell people, oh, I'm a social media manager. No, you want to take them through the process. You want to show them even while you are still learning. Okay, another one is building engagement. Don't just post, make sure that you are building engagement. Make sure that you are interacting with people on the comment section. Ask you questions. When people tell you, where have you learned this course, where have you acquired, da 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 da, how do you use Canva, how do you just give, like, give as much as possible so that you can grow your engagement and grow your engagement, so that people, you can grow a following and people can literally want to connect with you more and more. Wewe funga hiyo kitu. Gray, funga hiyo kitu, peleka huko kwenye dawa haraka. So another thing is when you want to be, like I said, document your journey. Another one is share social proof. So you see, while you're actually creating this content, while you're growing your engagement and everything, you are literally growing analytics and everything. It will show up either on your TikTok and everything. Things will just show up, how your engagement is, how your account is growing and all this. And this is actually a proof that you can be able to do social media marketing. You can be able to be a social media manager, because when a client sees that you actually started an account with maybe 100 followers, and in less than 30 days you have grown it to like 5,000 or 10,000, out of just showing and documenting your life and telling people how your journey of being a social media manager is, they'll literally trust you and be like, you actually know what you are doing. So that will be a social proof enough to say that you know exactly what you're doing and you are the right person that I want to work with. So this is something that will not just help you, but it will put you on on the next level when it comes to getting clients. And another thing is, you want to be able to network intentionally, especially if you are someone who is looking for B2B on places like LinkedIn, you want to be able to connect to the right people, you want to be able to follow the right people, you want to be able to comment to the right audience, to the right post, so that you be able to bring to put yourself out there to other you can be able to put yourself out there to other people who are literally doing what you do or are interested in what you do, because this way you will be creating networks that can be able to help you in the future, and they can be able to help you reach where you need to be, so you can be able to grow. You'll be able to grow you can be able to grow a good network if you know exactly what you are doing. And one thing I always say is this: you do not want to focus just on social media alone. You need to be able to do something we call building an email list. If you want to be able to have a trusted platform where these are people that you know they literally like belong to you, then you need to build an email list. And when it comes to building an email list, it is very simple. You just need to be able to have an email platform. You need to have a freebie or something that you can be able to give people for free. In return, they give you their email list. And from there, through that email list, you can be able to nurture them and sell to them. So having an email list and growing an email list will help you in the long run. So when you're creating this kind of content, educational content, and your audience and your target is to get clients who can be able to pay, you can literally create a freebie that will help a business person who may be in need of, I don't know, hooks or captions that can be able to help them. You can write something like, you can get if you're interested in this kind of hooks, you can get a checklist down here below, and from that checklist you can redirect them to actually give you an email, and from that email you can send to them, nurture them, and even sell to them to be your next client. So it's not just about focusing on the social media platform alone, it is also building an email list that can help you in the long run, and you can be able to sell to them in the long run. So I hope someone has understood up to there. Let's move on to the last one, which is it's a long one, which is building your portfolio. So when it comes to building your portfolio, this is where you need to be able to understand a couple of things. So when it comes to building your portfolio, you need to be able to understand. You need to be able to understand one thing. What do you actually need in a portfolio as a social media manager? You are a social media manager who has no experience. You have not worked with any client. You have no work experience, but you definitely need to have a portfolio to showcase out there, because people need to see the kind of work you're doing. People need to see the kind of work you have done. And how do you prove to them? By offering them a portfolio. So that is something that you definitely something that you definitely want to be able to offer. When it comes to having a portfolio, what are some of the things that you need to put in place? What are some of the things that you need to have in creating a portfolio? Is number one, you need to choose a brand color. Nicheza sipo chini. Siendi kufungua niliouliza kitambo mkakataa. Sasa hii siendi kufungua stoki hapa. Hakuna kwa wazi. Endeni muangalie, lakini iko wazi. So when it comes to building your portfolio, you are a beginner, you have no experience, you have not worked with any client. How do you get started? The first thing I always say is, before you even think of, before you, okay, first thing I always say is, before you actually build a portfolio, you need to be able to have created things like samples. So if you're a social media manager, there are things like posters, there are things like carousels, there are things like flyers that you have created on Canva. Those samples are the ones that you will place on your portfolio. Things like videos that you have edited, either you have taken videos on the online space and you have edited, or your own videos, those are samples you can place on your portfolio. It can be simple things that maybe in terms of analytics, the content you are creating, you have analyzed, you have seen the growth in your account. Those analytics are the ones you can be able to take and place on your portfolio for starters when you just are getting started. Okay. And for those who are just beginners and they do not know how to create a portfolio, I will leave a link to a portfolio template down here below that can get you started. It is a done for you, to mean that you just need to be able to take the sample of the works you have created and place it on that portfolio. The link is down here below. The second thing is, I will really urge you to get started in working for free. Because you have no experience with working with clients, it will really be difficult for you to be able to just get your first client, your first paying client. So you definitely will have to work on a pro bono or for free, either for 1 month or 2 months, depending on the time frame of the things you want to do, but don't exceed beyond 3 months. This is because it will help you to be able to know how to work with even international clients. You'll be able to know the kind of pressure that comes with working with clients. You'll be able to know what are some of the things that you need to do, what are some of the things that you need to perfect that maybe you had learned but you have not perfected. So working with clients for free will help you. And for me, for instance, when I started, I worked with a client for free on Instagram. I just DM'd them and I told them, I can be able to work, I can be able to offer you social media management services for free for 1 month. They were dealing with spa. Yeah, they were dealing with things to do with spa, and they actually took me in, and I think of last year, and we were able to with them. And after that, I was able to create for them a TikTok account. We were able to get started in posting on TikTok, and they were posting on Instagram, and that is how we were able to get started with them for free for 1 month. And after that 1 month, that is when we actually decided now to seal a deal, and they were able now to be able to pay me to work with them. So that is something you can get started with. Give them a timeline, like I'll work with you for 1 month, and then after that, in return, you can just give me testimonials and just say I've been able to work with you, and how this is how I was able to perform. Okay, you can get to clients on places like Facebook, because there are so many business accounts, business people in so many different Facebook groups, where they just need people who will be able to help them in managing. So if you can offer them good services for free for 1 month, and they see the work you're doing is great, and whatever you are doing is great, they will definitely want to work with you. So you want to make sure that when you are offering these services, please you are make sure that whatever you are doing it wholeheartedly. You don't just want to work with them because you are working for free. Now you want to work to do shady work. No, you definitely want to give them good quality work so that they can consider you. Even if they won't work with you, maybe they'll refer you to someone who can be willing to pay you. They can be willing to pay for your services, and in order to work with them. So definitely put in your A game when you are working with them. Another thing when it comes to building your portfolio is you want to be able to create your portfolio. The tools that can help you in creating your portfolio, always my number one will be Canva. Canva is the tool that I was able to create my portfolio at, and it has, like I always say, it is beginner friendly, and it helps you to be able to put in the visuals and everything you need to put in place. But if you want to be having the written ones and everything, Google Drive will definitely be a Google Docs will definitely be a good one for you, because you can be able to write samples on Google Docs and just save them there. Okay, so that is how you can be able to create your portfolio. Just a snippet of exactly what to expect when it comes to your portfolio. There are 5 steps. There's the first step, which is the about you, where you are just giving a brief about who you are in terms of what you do, how you help business people. It's not like I'm 28 years old. Nah. People are not interested with your age. People want to know how you can help them. So I help brands grow through strategic content and storytelling. I help business people save time. I help business people bring more sales and more leads to their business. That is what they actually need to see. The second one is your services. What are some of the services you offer uh, as a social media manager? So you can either be content creation, content curation. Actually, these are two different things. Social media strategy, um, things to do with video editing, graphic design, things to do with analytics, and all this. These are things that you can be able to offer. And when it comes to this, I always say you need to have 3 packages. So you need to have the first package, which showcase which is the basic one, where people can be able to have the middle package, and then we have the high end package. That those are the 3 packages that you always need to have in your portfolio. So when you are getting started with social media marketing, it is a skill that will help you grow. It is a skill that will put you ahead, and it is a skill that so many women can learn, and so many people are should be open to learning, because like I said, this skill has helped me, and it is a matter of you putting yourself out there and actually knowing what you need to do. Okay, honey. Samjano. Mason, napenda kulia. So, I hope you have learned something from this masterclass. I hope you have you are literally going to take social media marketing very seriously, and yeah. I hope you're going to take social media marketing seriously. And for someone who is still asking, is social media marketing worth it? definitely it is worth it, and you definitely need to put a seriousness to it. Okay, so let me just give you a recap of what we have learned today. So we were talking about how to become a social media manager, and our first point was, who is a social media manager? What does a social media manager do? What are some of the skills a social media manager needs to have? We talked about content creation, copywriting, communication, video editing, graphic design, and all this. We talked about where can you be able to learn this for free, and I said Coursera being the first one, was it is a platform, an online learning platform that allows you to be able to learn for free for 7 days, but it is a great platform with great courses and great lecturers. Another one is HubSpot Academy. We have Skillshare. We have ALISON. Okay. What are some of the tools that you need to be able to, some of the tools that you need to be able to, what are some of the tools that you need to be able to know and understand about as a social media manager is, ebuka ini chini na funge mlango, tawatandika, funga mlango ndio umetoka huko. Mbona ufunge hizo tap? Kama ile ya jikoni inafungua. Mason, aki nikikutuma alafu unaanza kuninini unanibo. As someone to be able to understand social media manager, the first one, achana na hiyo kitu. Toka hapa, achana na hiyo kitu. Toka kwa hiyo kiti hata. So some of the tools that you need to be able to learn and understand are, some of the tools that you need to be able to learn and understand is, these are tools that you need to be able to learn, understand as a social media manager. Number one is Metrical. When it comes to scheduling, Metrical and Hootsuite, they are great tools to be able to learn and understand. The second one is Designer Tools, and Canva is a good tool that can help you to be able to get started with simple graphic designs. The third one is communication tools. So things like Notion and Trello, they are good tools that will help you to get started as a social media manager. Repurposing tools that you can be able to use in content creation, things like Opus Clips, Discrete. These are tools that you can be able to use as a social media manager. And skills that you need to be able to acquire as a social media manager, things like video editing, graphic design, content creation, copywriting. These are skills that you need to have as a social media manager. As a social media manager, you can be able to get your first client by, number one, building a brand for yourself on the online space. So if you're a beginner, you need to be able to build a brand by documenting and showing people what you do as a social media manager. Even though you are still learning, you need to document your work. You need to document what you do on a daily basis so that people can grow and go with you through the process and understand what you actually teach and what you actually do. So building a brand on the online space will definitely be a good thing. Achana, acha gonga gonga. You need to be able to work. You need to be able to You need to be able to network intentionally as a social media manager in places like LinkedIn, in places where you know your clients are. You need to be able to network intentionally in terms of when you are commenting, what types of comment are you leaving, what types of people are you following. You need to be able to do this the right way. You just don't want to follow anybody and everybody. You definitely want to follow the people who will help you to reach to your clients and your customers in the right way. So up to this point, I hope you have acquired something. I hope you have learned something. So tomorrow we'll be handling the next chapter. So if you have not been here on this first masterclass, you definitely want to watch tomorrow's you want to come and watch this one, then tomorrow you can be able to catch up with us. Okay, so let me just give you a brief of what we'll be handling tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be handling we'll be talking about the services and packages and how to package yourself, the services you need to offer. We'll also be tomorrow we'll be talking about the onboarding process of a social media manager. Like, how do you actually get started from the onboarding to sending the contracts and everything until you actually sign in your first client. What are some of the processes you need to go through when it comes to creating your social media marketing strategy? What are some of the things you need to consider? And all this will be on tomorrow's masterclass. You want to be here and you definitely want to watch till the end. And then on our last day, which is on Wednesday, talking about how to set up and grow your business as a social media manager. So if you want to be able to grow a social media management business, you want to be able to start a social media management business, then you want to be here on Wednesday for that master class where I will be helping you on how to automate, how to be able to make thing is all right, so that you can be able to get the right audience, the right people, the right clients without having to be online every single time. And what are some of the stages that you need to put in place for you to land your first client as a social media manager? Okay, so you want to be here tomorrow. Thank you for those who have been here. I really appreciate. And like I said, if you support my channel, you can be able to get the details down here below in terms of the bill and in terms of the PayPal. So if you want to be able to support my channel, the kind of work I do, just on the descriptions, and you'll get everything down there. Till tomorrow, I hope to see you here when we'll be talking about how to onboard clients as a social media manager. And on Wednesday, we'll be talking about how to set up your social media management business so that 2026, as it comes, you will be a social media manager or a business owner, a social media manager agent, or something of that sort. Okay, bye till tomorrow.